Most people don't over-explain because they're kind. They over-explain because they're anxious. They're anxious about being misunderstood, judged, rejected, or seen as the bad one. So they add more words, then more words, then a full backstory. And without noticing, they hand other people the steering wheel. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The more you explain yourself, the more people feel invited to challenge you. Not always out of cruelty, sometimes out of habit, but the effect is the same. Your no becomes negotiable. Your boundary becomes a debate. Your decision becomes a group project. Silence changes that. Silence says, I've decided. And when you stop trying to convince people, they stop trying to convince you. Think about the most respected person in any room. They don't rush. They don't defend every point. They speak in clean sentences. Then they let the air settle. That pause is not awkward. It's authority. It signals self-trust. Over-explaining signals the opposite. Please approve this so I can relax. And people feel that fast. This is why some people push you harder when you explain. They sense you're reachable. They sense you can be moved. When you justify, you reveal where the pressure points are. Guilt, fear of conflict, need to be liked. A manipulator doesn't need your secrets. They only need your reasons. So let's make this practical. There are 3 types of explaining that quietly weaken you. First, explaining your boundaries. You say, I can't do that. And then you add, because I'm tired, and I had a long day, and I promised myself. Now the other person hears, if I can reduce the tiredness, I can get a yes. Boundaries don't need a courtroom. They need a line. Second, explaining to people who already decided not to understand you. Some people aren't confused. They're resistant. They ask, why, as a weapon, not a question. The moment you answer, they pick at your logic, twist your tone, or demand more detail. You end up exhausted, and they end up in control. Third, explaining your feelings to someone who keeps repeating the same behavior. If you've explained the same hurt twice, the third explanation isn't communication. It's begging for respect. At that point, your words are not information. They're permission for the pattern to continue. So what should you do instead? Use quiet certainty. Quiet certainty means you speak less, but you stand taller inside. You replace justification with clarity. Try these moves. 1. The short answer. Yes. No. I'm not available. That won't work for me. Then stop. Let the silence do the work. People may fill the gap with pressure. Don't match their energy. 2. The calm repeat. If they push, repeat your sentence. Same tone, same words. No new reasons. No new openings. Repetition teaches others that your boundary is solid. 3. The delayed response. When someone tries to corner you, say, I'll get back to you. Then pause. Pressure needs speed. Your pause breaks the spell. 4. The exit. If a conversation turns into interrogation, you can end it. I've said what I'm going to say. That's not rude. That's self-respect. Now, a key point. Silence isn't about being cold. It's about being selective. Explain when it's productive, when someone is acting in good faith, when it builds trust, when it improves a system. But don't explain to soothe someone's discomfort with your boundaries. Don't explain to earn permission to live your own life, because the moment you stop explaining yourself, something powerful happens. Your energy returns, your time returns, your self-respect returns, and people start treating you differently. Some will respect you more, some will test you once, then stop, and a few will disappear because they only liked you when you were easy to steer. Let them go. Here's how it looks in real life. At work, when someone wants a rushed commitment, you don't defend your calendar. You say, "I can't take that on this week." If they ask why, you answer, "I don't have capacity." Then you stop. With friends or family, when guilt shows up, you never have time, you don't deliver a speech. You say, "I hear you," and you keep your boundary. Try this for 7 days. No unnecessary explanations. One sentence for a no. One sentence for a boundary. If you feel the urge to add more, pause and ask, am I explaining to be understood or to be accepted? Then breathe. Let the silence stand. And notice what happens. Some people will respect you instantly because they can't push you around as easily. Others will get irritated because your silence removes their control. Either way, you win because you're no longer negotiating your worth with words.